Hello, Digital Robin here, and today I'm going to be doing a quick look tour, whistle-stop tour should I say, of the new Linux Mint Debian Edition version 4, codenamed Debbie. LMDE 4 Debbie was released on St. Patrick's Day in March 17th, 2020, and here today on March 24th, I'm going to take a look after doing a fresh install onto hardware. So taking a look at what we're getting in this release, of course, as you know, LMDE stands for Linux Mint Debian Edition. Its goal here, by the way, is to ensure that the power of Mint can still continue if ever Ubuntu died of death tomorrow. So it aims to be as similar and as possible as it can be, as close to Ubuntu, and it's all packaged up kind of in this way. But LMDE is packaged up using the Debian Edition instead. So we should see some differences here. So what are we getting in this version of LMDE? Well, it contains a variety of improvements, and here are some of the main ones it says here in their release notes. So you get automated partitioning with support for LVM and full disk encryption. Now that I can confirm, but in this installation here I didn't opt for LVM, but I've heard some good things about LVM, and Chris Titus Tech over on YouTube has got some good videos there to explain about LVM and what you can do with the power of LVM with multiple hard disks. So go and check him out and take a look at that. We've got home disk encryption here. I haven't chosen to encrypt my hard drive here today, but you can do that if you so wish to do so. We got support for automated installation of NVidia drivers. Now, one of the things I did like when I put the live USB into my system was that when I fired up the boot screen, I got the option to load it with or without NVIDIA drivers. So that was one good thing that I enjoyed most about that. So of course, as I do have an NVIDIA card, I ran the installation with NVIDIA, and yeah, all appears well here so far, with no problems whatsoever graphically. So we've got LVME support, secure boot support as well. So if you do run your distributions in secure boot mode option, then yes, Mint certainly will not have any issues at all on older hardware for you there. We got BTRFS, better known by us in the Linux trade as ButterFS. That's also got sub-volume support there. I've never in my entire life of checking out Linux actually run BTRFS, so I'm going to be learning a little bit more about that one as time goes by. Now, one of the things I did like about the installation process for this was the newly revamped installer. It looks great, it feels great, and you certainly get good explanation of what's going on behind the scenes during the installation process, so you'll definitely enjoy that one there. I must just say though, when I installed this onto this hardware here, that the installation itself took around about 12 minutes to complete, so go make yourself a cup of tea and have some lunch in that time, and just let the system get on with it. So we got automatic installation of microcode packages. That is going to be great, and I think I can see now, right now, I've got some updates waiting for me there in the taskbar, which is great. We've also got resolution bump for live session to a minimum of 1024 by 768 if you're running in VirtualBox. So if you're running this ISO in a virtual machine using VirtualBox, then you've got full screen support. Basically, it means you haven't got to worry too much about changing your graphics setup around to make it run in full screen mode there. So yeah, very good indeed. I appreciate that one myself when I did some testing with it last week. So we got some improvements as well to the 19.3 shell there. That includes HDT, whatever that may be. We got some boot repairs and some system reports, as well as supporting language settings. And we got some improvements to the HIDPI, and of course we got some artwork improvements as well, with new boot menus and a new media player as well, which is celluloid. I forget now. I think that replaces the GNOME player. But yeah, we'll take a look at that very, very shortly. And of course, we've got APT recommends enabled by default. So yeah, well, I think that's probably when you're actually within the software center, but we'll take a look at that in due course. But one thing they have done is removed the Deb multimedia repository and packages there. And because it's Debian based, yeah, the one good thing to know about this one here is that it is based on Debian 10 Buster, which means it's got backports into that repository there, which means we should find everything we need that is supported by Debian. So a couple of things that the Mint team here have let us know about that's important to know is that the release notes alongside of it provide important information about known issues, as well as explanations, workarounds and solutions. Of course, you're here today to investigate what's going on within Linux Mint Debian Edition itself, so you're looking upon hopefully us to see a little demonstration, so you don't really need to know too much about the hardware and its requirements, because no doubt you've already done that, and you're here to see what you get in the power of LMDE 4. So let's take a look at the release notes, and what we will see now is a few known issues. So there is a known issue within the installer, but should you get that when you're running in expert mode, then you've got some commands here that you can run. Of course, the ButterFS setups and multiple sub-volumes on the same partition are not supported by the manual partitioning mode at the moment. Okay, so good to know that. Yummy multi-boot, there's some issues within there. Locked root accounts, yeah, you can unlock your root account if you're getting any issues there. VirtualBox guest editions, just letting you know that there's some support fixes for you there. But most important of all is the sound and microphone issues, which I encountered within an earlier version of LMDE, and that's all now been fixed within LMDE 4. And the DVD player with VLC, there were some known issues when you were trying to play multimedia from disk, so that's now been resolved. And there was currently some known issues within some KDE apps. So you get all of that on the Linux Mint website here. Just head on over to linuxmint.com and follow the links through to LMDE 4 under the downloads page, and then you can look at the release notes from there. Okay, so let's take a look now at the installation. So let's see what we got. So upon first boot, you get this screen, the welcome screen here. You can obviously by default ask it to show it at startup. That is default anyway. I like to untick that once I've done this. But you can also access the welcome screen from within the main menu, which is pretty good. So the first steps here is to just take a look at some system snapshots. Now, would you like to basically set up a backup procedure with this one here, so it can take a snapshot of your system? You can do that within here. I will choose to set that up once I've got my secondary hard disk set up for that one there. There's also the additional multimedia codecs, which are required to support some formats and to play popular audio, video and web content. Yes, we need to do that. So let's just click there. Do you want to install the additional software? Of course we do. Now, I do like to see the descriptions of what's going on as I do install. So let's take a look and see what happens here. Enter in my user password. And let's see what happens next. Off it goes. And we'll just take a look and see what it's doing there. So it's unpacking some packages there, and it's loading some of the codecs. And that looks like the job is now complete. So taking a look into the taskbar, you can see that I've got some updates waiting for me here, but most people miss this. So you've got the opportunity within the welcome screen to actually use the update manager here. So you can click here to launch the update screen. If you were good with your eyes just then, you would have seen a quick flash of the update manager from within the taskbar here, and then that loads up the welcome screen to the update manager. So here I'm going to say OK, and we won't see that message again after the next load of that screen there. Do you want to switch to a local mirror? Of course I do. By mirrors we mean basically servers where all of the repositories lie to get the updates from. You enter in your user password when prompted, and you can see at the moment I am set to get my packages from the US server. I don't want that, of course. I want to find something a bit more local to me, so clicking into that you can now see that the screen refreshes and it goes and finds my closest server. And because I'm in Kent, I do have the University of Kent not too far away from me, so the majority of the Linux servers are basically based within the university complex there, so I can generally choose that one there to be my local mirror. So I'm going to choose the fastest one here, so that's 5.4 megabits per second, so choose that mirror there and click apply. Your configured changes happen, so click OK. Now it's going to update its cache. Nearly there. Let's click on details to see what's happening. We've got some signature repositories to come through yet. Must be nearly there. Oh, okay, yeah, we are nearly there. Here we go. And that's done. So at the moment it still shows, oh actually no, it has now refreshed to a UK server. So let's now look at the Debian base, where we can get the repositories for the Debian base itself. So if I click into there, let it do its refresh again, and you can see now that a UK server has popped up as top, which is brilliant. You can see that we've got the main Debian server here. That screen looks to kind of settled down now, so I'm going to choose the fastest speed possible within this local host here. So that's going to come through downloading those packages at 29.5 megabits per second, which is good. All of this, by the way, varies, but you could obviously, through these screens here, choose the servers closest to you to get the fastest connection. Click apply, click OK, wait for the cache to refresh. Again, I can click on details to see what's happening. Scroll down, nearly there, got a few still outstanding. Yeah, looks like it's refreshing nicely now. Nearly there. It's like waiting for a needle in a haystack, this, but we'll get there eventually. And here we go. Now it's refreshing the cache, and we are done. So that's an update to the official repositories, just changing it to some local servers here. Let's just have a quick click through additional repositories. There are none there at present, but we can add more repositories the more and more software we obviously install. Authentication keys, this is exactly what they need to be able to access the repositories and get what they need. And under maintenance, you've got the option here to every so often come in here and do a purge of the residual configuration files and remove any duplications, and also update your packages, which is great. I like this option here where it says downgrade foreign packages, because occasionally you get the odd one or two package coming into Linux installs, and yeah, that can cause some problems. So by downgrading, you can obviously rid those by remove or downgrade. So let's close this window down now. We've updated those repositories, got our software sources sorted out, and now we can see that we've got some updates available. So we're now going to be updating the Thunderbird mail client, looking at the WebKit as well, which is packaged up as part of the GTK. And also we've got some updates to the Cinnamon desktop. So we've got Cinnamon Muffin, which is a new window manager tool. We've got the Mint menu. It's got an advanced mate menu. Well, okay, fine, but I am running Debian Edition here, which means it will be using Cinnamon by default. We've got the Mint sources as well, and we've got an update to the main system itself to version 8.47. So to install these are all waiting to be upgraded, as they're all ticked here. So we just click Install Updates. Entering my user password. Let that authenticate. Oops, did I type that wrong? Apologies there. That's better. And here we go. Updating the package files. Updating the software. And in a moment it says our system's up to date. Brilliant. And if we now look into the bottom right hand corner where our taskbar is, we've now got a green tick within inside the shield, which proves now that we are up to date. I do like to do a quick refresh though, just to see if there are any more. Sometimes the system can miss it. And there are none, so we can close this window down. That's our system now up to date. And now we've got the option to choose a desktop layout. So at the moment, as you can see within the taskbar, this Cinnamon desktop is set up to show the modern taskbar. If you are very familiar with a kind of Windows style desktop that you want to choose a small panel and give it some traditional window lists where it actually does list out the name of the window that you've currently got open or minimized, then you can go for the traditional view. I myself like to go with the modern because it looks absolutely nice, but by default that comes through as modern. Oh, hello. Yep, my screen just refreshed into the modern view there. So now let's take a look at the system settings. So let's launch this. And it's here now where you can set your backgrounds, effects, font selections, and themes. So with any new installation, the first thing I do is just to have a look at some of the wallpapers that we get. These are the Linux Mint default wallpapers. And with Debian Edition, of course it's codenamed Debbie, it doesn't really relate to anything else within the main Linux Mint sources there. So you do get Trisha, Tina, Tessa, and Tara coming through. Now these are code names from previous installations of Linux Mint, so if you are one of those that still loves those wallpapers back in the days of Tara, then you can click into Tara and you think, oh, I do like this being different one. Then I can select that one there, and beautiful, nice and pretty. Now one thing I did love with the Tara install was this I can't even pronounce it. Is it Caillou? Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. But the main one I always went for was Lake. So let's just stay with Lake for the time being. And we'll just have a quick look at Tessa. Yeah, we'll remember those. I think that was from 19.1. 19.2 within Tina. And recently in 19.3. is Trisha. Oh, that's a new one. Hopeful Horizons. Let's take a look at that. Oh, that's gorgeous. Love that. Love that. I do love sunsets and sunrises, don't you? What a beautiful scene that is. You're probably saying, Robin, I can't really see it. Yeah, that's because I haven't minimized the window yet. And yeah, so you could also at this point choose your own pictures as well. So if you've got some photographs or wallpapers yourself contained within your pictures library, then you can do that here. That's fine. So I'm just going to go into settings and see what we've got here. So we can actually choose to actually have the background change every so often. So you can play those backgrounds as a slideshow. By default, obviously, the backgrounds are set to zoom in, or you can choose a solid color. But in my case here, I'm just going to stick with the nice image of hopeful horizons. So let's close this window down. Next in the welcome screen is the software manager. So if we click here, and we have a newly refreshed software center. So the first thing I always do when I come here is to check to see if we have Steam installed. Now, why do I do that? Yeah, because Steam is part of every distribution's. Pretty much everybody in Linux loves to play a game via Steam. Oh, look, yeah, it's not installed by default, obviously for obvious reasons, but you do get a flat hub, and well, I'm guessing this is the Snap version. But how do we find out? Well, look at its popularity, 86 reviews. So let's click into that for one moment. We know it's Steam from its look and feel, but if we scroll down a little bit, let's see. It's packaged up as Steam i386, so that's probably not the Snap. Yeah, so that's probably just the standard. Anyhow, I'll install that a bit later on, because otherwise I'll get too carried away trying to get Steam up and running and play my games. Yeah. Okay, so what else should we try and find? Let's just minimize that back. And one of the first things I do like to install when I come to software centers is the flat packs. Let's take a look at what we got in terms of flat packs. Ooh, now G Radio. Now I have to point out that new on the scene is a new flat pack bit of software called Shortwave. Now when you look at Shortwave, it looks exactly like G Radio. Why? Because it is G Radio, revamped for 2020. Yeah, I would install G Radio, but a bit later on I'm going to install Shortwave, which is not part of the software center yet, but if you go to the FlatHub website, you can download it from there just by doing a simple command within your terminal. So scrolling down here, yeah, we always like to install Discord, don't we? Yeah, let's get that installed. Let's see how quick this installs. I'm not sure why it whizzes around so slowly here. There we go. And it's going to install some additional packages. Yes, we understand that because of NVIDIA, etc. So just click continue. Now Discord is not really that resource hungry, and it's not really that large in file size, so I always wondered why it takes some time to install. But hey, welcome to Linux. Anyway, what are your thoughts so far on this? Because at the moment, I'm just looking at this thinking, I can't really tell the difference between this and version 19 of Mint. But we will find out in due course. All I know now is that now I've installed this, I've got full support from the Debian platform, which means if ever anything happens to Ubuntu overnight, then I've got Debian support here. Yeah, sorry Ubuntu guys, but yeah, everyone trusts you, we love you, no disrespect, we love you guys, you do a great job. But you know, the Mint team are determined to have a backup just in case something happens to you guys overnight. Not that it will. Now this is taking some time to install. How are we doing? Not too bad. May have been quicker if I installed this via a terminal. We'll find out in a moment when I try the Telegram install. Nearly there. Now again, I think while you're seeing that status bar going across, it might be nice to actually see what's going on in the back end. I mean, I'm a great lover of the terminal. Not so much to actually type out a load of commands, but I do like to see what's going on in the back end. I just don't like these progress bars. Anyway, that's got launch and remove, so that's now installed and ready to go. And I will just set my details up a bit later on for that one there. So let's go with Telegram. Rave reviews, love this. And we can see it's a flat pack. So this one should hopefully download direct from the Flat Hub. Let's see how quickly this installs. Yes. Oh, that one's going much quicker now. I'm wondering if because when I downloaded Discord for and it was my first bit of software that I was downloading from the software center, that it just needed time to cache and get everything in the back end of it. I don't know. I never really experienced that one in previous installations of Ubuntu. Yeah, much quicker now. Much quicker. Okay, brilliant, lovely. Okay, before I go any further, let's just point out that while I'm here on the Flatpak screen, that you've got pretty much all that you need for your development requirements. So you've got Visual Studio Code, and you've got I saw it here a while ago. Oh, PyCharm, yes, that's it. So you can obviously code out some Python there. Yeah, Ramina, that's a good remote desktop tool. Atom, yeah. And you've got the OpenShot video editor. Oh, great. I'm going to give that one a try now I've got this new version of Debian up and running. View scan, yeah, that should support my printers. In fact, my printer's not on at the moment, is it? No? Okay, fine. We should be fine with that one. Slack, yeah, great. I'm always on Slack. Handbrake, yeah, I'm always encoding video within Handbrake, so I'll download that one later. We've got you GNU Cache. Now, Tom over there on of course, the wonderful Switch to Linux channel. He's got a video which demonstrates GNU Cache, so if you want to find out what that's like, then pop over to his channel there and watch his video on that one now. We've got your Nextcloud sync client, which is brilliant. Fondo, now I must show you this one. So Fondo, not much in the name, but it's a wallpaper manager. And obviously what it can do is it goes off and accesses a database full of wallpaper, beautiful desktop wallpapers. I think it's from a website called Unsplash or something like that. But yeah, it's a great tool and I love this. So if ever you look at your desktop each day and you think, I feel like I could change today, you can fire up this tool here and you can just get the latest daily wallpaper from a category of your choice. Me, I love scenery, so I always like to look at nature. Here it comes. Yeah, alright, let's give that a quick launch and show you that one. Excellent. Right, so when you do download these wallpapers, you have your history here, which it keeps a tab on where you've installed it, and if you change your mind, you might want to go back to a wallpaper you looked at and downloaded this time last week. Oh yeah, I think there was a setting somewhere. So up here you can change it from a light to a dark background. Just flick the switch across, and yeah, look at that, gorgeous. Now that matches my taskbar, which is brilliant. So if you like this one here, you've only got to click it, it downloads, and oh, straight away we have our new wallpaper. Gorgeous. Let me see now. This is New York or somewhere, Minneapolis. I think I saw it said that. Anyway, I do strongly suggest do taking a look at this tool here. It's a fabulous tool, and yeah, pretty much searches out some great photography from that Unsplash website. And you haven't got the joys of those adverts all around you as you browse your way through the thousands upon thousands of photographs here. Oh, that's not bad, that one. Nice. So now I've downloaded those, they should automatically now appear in my history. Yeah, there they go. And you can see it's come from, it's Unsplash, not Unsplash. I couldn't remember the full name of the website there. It's a great website. Anyway, so if I just minimize that for a moment and minimize the software manager, and yeah, you can see now that here is my desktop. Wonderful. Okay, let's get these back up and running again. Yeah, so I think we were okay with the software manager there. No issues there so far, which is brilliant. You got your Skype, you got your Google, your radio players. Yeah. Music players, you got your Lollipop. I mean, just look at the vast array of software available to you, all free of charge. And of course, as I'm a part of the Big Daddy Linux community there, I must use Zoom. Why? Yeah, why not? Let's get that on there quickly. Remember, this is my own local install here, so all of what I'm demonstrating you here now is basically what I will be downloading and using as my daily driver. And you know what? So far, I've had this up and running now for about an hour or so. Not a single issue. No flickering of the screens, nothing. It's just purely great, just straight out of the box. Let me just give that a quick launch there. I should see some Zoom control panel. Yeah, there we go. Brilliant. That's ready for me there. Shall we take a look at what we see with some of the themes, shall we? Let's come out of the software manager. Yeah, so we got obviously Office and everything in there. Let's just quickly see what version of Office we've got. So we've got the LibreOffice, yeah. So if you wanted to, you could download FreeOffice, WPS Office as well. Whatever software packages of your choice there. Good to see that we've got Nano installed. Brilliant. I really do like that text editor. Fantastic. Yeah, now last but not least, let's check our security. So within the firewall, now you should hopefully, because it's Linux, not have any real issues here. But yeah, I noticed by default that, as always with any new Linux install, that firewalls are always disabled by default. So on my home network here, I'm just going to turn my firewall on and only allow outgoing connections and do not allow internal connections. That now means nobody can get hold of my machine without the right username and password. Brilliant. Good thing is you can apply some rulings as well, and you can see a report of activity, what's going on with the ports through your network. And of course you get a log, and you can see here that it's just started and enabled. Brilliant. So we're up and running with a firewall. Great. Nobody can connect to this PC now apart from me. Right, documentation. Yep, so you've got a whole load of documentation at the click of a button, and if you're needing some help there, as always, there are the guides available to you. We've got some help as well available in the form of Linux Mint web forums and IRC chats, and if you'd like to contribute to the project, then there's details of how you can do that here by clicking the launch. Okay, so that's the welcome screen. What should we do now? Let's fire up a terminal, shall we? And I'm just going to see if I can increase the font size for you so you can see what I'm doing. Bring the window up here. So first things first, I know we've done our updates, but I just absolutely love to do this. Sudo apt update. Yeah, it's going to go off to my local mirrors now, which I told to have a look at the Kent servers, which is brilliant. And I've got no packages to update. Brilliant. But I'm going to do it anyway. I shouldn't have to, but let's have a look. Yeah. None to install, none to remove. Excellent. Okay, let's clear that window. Let's see if NeoFetch is installed. Oh, it is. Now, do you know how to get NeoFetch to launch every time you load up a terminal? No, you don't, do you? Fabulous. Let me show you. You bring up your file explorer. Let me just minimize that terminal one moment. And at the moment you can't see the hidden files. So do a Control H and you can now see some hidden files. Find a file called .bashrc. If you double click that to open it in a text editor, obviously you've got some bash commands here. But if you want NeoFetch to launch on the terminal update, add in a couple of spaces, come back to the top, and you just type in NeoFetch. Click Save, and then we close that window down. I've got a terminal open already. Let me just minimize that back down to normal size again. And we'll exit out of that. Do a Super T. Super T doesn't work. Control H, get that back to normal. Super T. Yeah, of course it doesn't work. Control Alt T. Aha! What happened there? NeoFetch launched on terminal launch. Fantastic. Obviously I'm doing some screen recording here at the moment and really nothing else. So that's the reason why I'm using up quite a bit of RAM here at the moment. 2 gigs of my 16 gigabytes is currently in use, but what I noticed on first boot up is that I was only averaging just over a gig, which is pretty good for my 16 gigs here. Alright, let's take a look at what we got for the kernel. I think it already says there on 4.19, but we'll just take a look here. uname-a. Yep, there we are, 4.19.0-8 for my AMD chip there, which is good. And we're running off a Debian 4.19.98-1. Recent update there being the 26th of January 2020. That's pretty good. Okay, let's take a look at what we got for its LSB release -A. And we are running a Linux Mint Debian Edition, codename Debbie. That's it. That's all it needs to say. Brilliant. That just confirms that we have that now as the full installation, which is great. Just to show you, you can do a calendar view. So it shows today, March 24th. You can do a date. You can do a time. There we go. I wonder if Sensors is installed. It is. Brilliant. So my system currently right now is running at 31.5 degrees Celsius. That's because I'm doing screen capture, but normally I see that averaging around 18 degrees Celsius. It's got a critical high warning around the 70 mark, so we're not doing too bad for that one there. That's pretty much what I need to do for the terminal. Let's just exit out of that one there. Okay, so what else do we need to do? Just quickly see what we've got in terms of software. So under the accessories tab, we've got the option to obviously open up our archive manager, which enables us to manage zip files. We've got your calculator, your character map, your disks, document viewer, file manager. You can manage your fonts. You can do notes in the G Notes app. Image viewer, that's good if you are obviously looking at photographs and needing to look at some documentation through PDF files, etc. Passwords and keys. Now, one thing that's good about this one is that Mint does have its own password manager, so you can do that through the passwords and keys option. Redshift is a piece of software or a tool that runs in the back end that basically looks at your locale and sees when the sunset and the sunrise times are, and yeah, basically you can set your screen to go into sort of blue light mode, and change the temperature of your screen to take away that blue light that always makes you feel tired at the end of the day. Screenshot, text editor, USB image writer, which is great if you, like me, like to download other Linux distros in ISO form. That one there enables you to basically write an ISO to a blank USB, which is great. Stick formatter, yeah, that's great. That's going to prove useful for me. And then you've got your virtual keyboard. Graphics, we don't have GIMP installed, so you can go and download that yourself from the software center. But it's got simple scan, which is great considering I've got an all-in-one printer here with a scanner on it, so that should work straight away, straight out of the box. And in the internet, by default, you've got your Firefox. We already downloaded and installed Fondo and Discord and Telegram from the software center, Flatpak Manager. So that's now installed under the internet options. You got your Thunderbird as your mail client there, and obviously I downloaded Zoom as well. Office, you got your LibreOffice. Let's just see what version of LibreOffice we've got. Hopefully it's the updated stable version, and it looks like a previous version. So let's just take a quick look here, and we can see we're running on 6.1.5.2. Again, yeah, it's an old version. It does great work still, even though it's a version from about 2 years ago. But if you want to upgrade that to the latest and the fresh version, then you can get that from the LibreOffice website and install the deb files from there. Sound and video, yeah, we've got your celluloid. So I did say earlier on today that I'd look at the celluloid video player. Look at that, it's very similar look and feel to VLC, so I wonder if they were getting away with that one, but hey, still great. A nice GTK version of this software here, brand new. They whipped out VLC in this installation, and they've given you the celluloid video player. Obviously I don't have a video in that there to play yet, so we'll do that at some point when it comes to me loading up a DVD, etc. Under your administration, you've got your usual backup tools, your login window facilities. Here you can change the NVIDIA settings to be obviously flicker free, etc. Print settings, software manager, software sources. Oh, we have the Synaptic package manager as well. So let's see if this works. Yeah, it does. Because it's the first time I've run it, yeah, it's just explaining about what the packages are, etc. Okay, let's just maximize this screen a little more. Okay, let's find a piece of software that I know could be within the repositories, but I don't actually have within the software center. So, is Opera in there? Doesn't look it. We'll scroll down anyhow. Now, Opera is a Snap installation, so probably not. I might need to go and get it from the Snapcraft website. Oh, this really annoys me. Open. Yeah, definitely not. So I'll have to get that one there from the Snapcraft website. I know what would be on there is themes. So let's have a look at themes. Do we have Arc? Let's go with the Arc. Arc theme, there we go. Mark for installation. Is there an Arc Dark? Nope. Alright, fine. Anyway, now that it's selected and ticked, I'm just going to click apply, and here's some of the back-end packages it needs to install. So click apply. Yeah, it's done. Minimize. Alright, let's go into some of the themes now. So if we go under preferences, I think, or is it under administration? Preferences, and I'm looking for appearance. Themes, that's it. Okay, now we've downloaded the Arc theme, we should have it under the desktop option here. Yes, we do. Arc Dark. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Did you see that change? We need to get the Arc Dark themes, the icons as well for that theme as well, but I'll download that very, very shortly. And looking at the window borders, so we're currently set to Mint by default, so if I set that now to Arc Dark, should have changed. Alright, I'll probably notice the difference on next reboot. And that's good. Let's see, what you can do is go into add remove and refresh the cache, and you've got more themes available to you here. For example, there was a nice one I saw a few weeks ago. Ubuntu Touch, that was it. And that's downloading. Now if I go to themes, back into my desktop view here, and there's the Ubuntu Touch theme. Beautiful. Now, it looks like nothing's changed, but we will see when I load up the menu. It's gone a bit transparent and looks absolutely beautiful. Lovely. And because I've got bad eyesight, I can actually view that quite nicely. Nice black and white, etc. Brilliant. Marvelous stuff. Okay, so that's a brief look at Linux Mint Desktop Edition 4, codenamed Debbie. Let me know if there's anything you would like to find out more about within the installation. Let me know within the comments, of course. As always, you can subscribe, you can like, thumbs up, you know what to do. It'd be nice to see those figures go up and support the channel as such. Let me know if you want to see me do more of these as well, because this is my first big installation and walkthrough as well. And yeah, I've enjoyed it, so let's see if you would like some more of it. So let me know, and I will see you again on the next video. Take care now.